Hey, what's up, guys? Jacob Perry, founder of Patagonia Bee Products, back with you for episode 45 of this vlog, still don't know how to say it, on beekeeping, Patagonia, and honey, and how we're growing as a startup. So, check it out. Today's episode is going to be on honey crystallization, why honey is thick sometimes, why it turns to sugar, some people will say, why it doesn't stay liquidy forever. Especially in the United States, where forever honey sellers have intentionally made their honey really syrupy. We get the question a lot: why is your honey thick? Why are some thicker than others? Even because we have different varieties that are thinner, thicker. So let's get into that. The main thing that you should know is that pretty much all honey will crystallize eventually. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. But a lot of honey will crystallize within a few months after it is harvested. However, in the United States, forever, the honey industry has pasteurized, heated up, and then ultrafiltered. So they're taking out pollen, they're taking out any fine particles, including pollen and wax and some propolis, things that are actually good for you, out of the honey. And then this makes it to where the honey will not crystallize for a very long time. So it's syrupy. So the American consumer thinks that honey is supposed to be syrupy. However, honey in its natural state, if a beekeeper is going to just harvest it, filter it minimally just to keep out big bee parts and whatnot, pieces of wood, honey is going to crystallize usually within a few months. Could take a year or two. So why is honey going to crystallize at all? Well, it comes down to the glucose to fructose ratio ultimately. All honey is about 80% glucose and fructose, and this comes from the nectar, from the flower the bees are going to, right? And that ratio is going to determine how thick or thin the honey ends up and how quickly it crystallizes. Now, glucose is the main determinant of crystallization. Glucose is the one that ends up pulling out of the water solution and forms crystals, and it'll form that around things like pollen, around things like wax, or some little propolis pieces. And so the more raw the honey is, the rawer the honey is, the more that glucose will grab it and crystallize. Fructose is not really the monosaccharide doing that. So when you have honeys that are a lot thicker, most of our honeys are actually fairly thick. They have higher glucose to fructose ratios than other honeys like acacia that take a long time to crystallize. So that's really the main thing. Now, if you store your honey at a little bit cooler temperatures, like between 50 and 60, it'll crystallize a little faster. If you store them at really cool temperatures, it'll take longer because it just essentially makes the honey move more slowly in its crystallization. But if you heat up the honey, it'll turn right back to syrup, but you're really reducing the quality of it. So there's that. You probably don't want to do that. So if you're wanting honey in the most in the best and purest state possible, you really are probably going to want it crystallized. Now, I might get some feedback on this that not all honeys crystallize. Well, that's true, and there are very few that don't crystallize. A lot of honeys that are harvested locally in the United States will take a long time to crystallize. So if you see the honey at the farmer's market, it's likely going to be still in liquid form, and that's fine. But eventually it might crystallize. Just embrace it. Just embrace it. Honeys can be delicious in that form, and they're spreadable, and that's really the way to enjoy honey. So there you are on honey crystallization, and we'll keep trying to give little tidbits here and there to help you with your honey knowledge. See you guys next time. Bye.